Hi guys, welcome to another Frosta Friday. Today I have a very fun original, well, not original for me, but I know the creator, horror book slash movie tag called The Horrors of Social Media. If you're curious about my answers, stay tuned. Hi. First, I want to give a shout out to Crystal. Her channel will be linked down below. That's when I first saw this tag. And the original creator is another booktuber I follow, horror tuber, John from Books of Blood. He is quite creative. He just had an amazing series going through the US and naming books that take place in each of the 50 states. So I suggest you give both of them follow and check the videos. They're amazing. And this sounded really fun. So the one thing that I really liked about this one is, and I disliked, and I'll explain why. So we have like a prompt for each of the main social media platforms, and for each of them is like you're the most likely or the least likely you'll get to them. And you can choose any horror character from movie, book, podcast, or whatever, which makes life easy unless you type A like me and couldn't choose and want it all to be even. So what I'll do, so I'll go through it as quickly as possible, sorry, but I'll give an answer for books and movies because I love them both equally and I couldn't choose, I guess. Sorry, that's like my curse. But let's get to it. The first prompt is Facebook. Which horror character would you be most likely to accept a friend request from? And which horror character would you be least likely to accept a friend request from? So the most likely for me to accept a friend request from would be Lynette for Final Girl Support Group, only because I think that she's not going to be on social media much. I rarely go on Facebook, so I won't feel guilty about not catching up because I know that there won't be much to catch up with. From horror movies, the most likely would be Dewey from the Scream franchise. He's just sweet and is the kind of friend that you like to always be there, and every now and then you reach out and you send a message. And the least likely person I would accept a friend request from books would be William from Near the Bone, enough said. And from movies is Karen, from the titular character from the movie Karen. And I don't think I need to explain that. She is what Facebook is all about, which is hate and keyboard warrior, so there you go. Deny, decline, whatever it is. Instagram. Which horror character would be the most likely and the least likely to follow? So I'll start with the least likely. I'm cheating here because this person is both a character in a book and a movie, because there was a dramatization of the movie, and that's the nanny from, like Damien's nanny from The Omen. I can only imagine what kind of Instagrams she's gonna be posting. It would be a lot of like coachish stuff, and can't be bothered. Now, from books, the character that I would be the most likely to accept a friend request from would be Frankenstein's creature, because he doesn't really speak, but I think he has a lot to say. So I think that his posts on Instagram would be poetic and beautiful and very aesthetically pleasing. It's mainly a picture, a visual platform, so I think he would like nail it. And from movies, I would be following Edward, the one with the scissors for hands. Because again, I think like he's so creative with his art that it would be quite fantastic to just see what he comes up with and follow up with that. Next, we have Twitter. Which horror character would have the best tweets and which one would have the worst tweets? So for the best tweets from books, I think Olivia from The Last House on Ealing Street. She's so smart and slightly funny, and I love the way that she sees the world. So I think she would have some pretty insightful and dry humor tweets. And for movies, I really think that Jigsaw is gonna have, I don't know, he would keep me on my toes. I think he's extremely smart, so I would love to see what kind of tweets he would put out there, and I think they would be pretty good. Okay, so for the worst tweets, I have Irvin from Sundial. He's my book tweeter because he's so toxic. All his tweets would be about violence and toxic masculinity, and I'm not here for that. And just because I find him extremely annoying, I would hate to read any of Chucky's tweets because, oh my God. Exactly. YouTube, which horror character would you be most likely and least likely to subscribe to? From books, I would love to subscribe to Sophie's channel from Cackle. I do think that she would have some, kind of be one with nature, aesthetically pleasing, more grounded kind of lifestyle away from like the big cities and things like that. I think it would be almost like a homestead kind of video with a lot of like art and pearls of wisdom. I think she would have a calming, refreshing channel. And for movies, Elvira. If you know, you know. Like, I think, yes. Her, like, I would watch all the videos that she put out. Now, like the horror character I would be least likely to subscribe if they had a YouTube channel is, I don't think I would follow any, and I'll leave it at that, very vague, but any of the characters from I'm Thinking of Ending Things. I feel their channel would be just too dark and depressing and a mood killer. And from movies, Rebecca from Superhost. Oh my God, she would be like one of those annoying YouTubers. No, thank you. I don't have time for that. Tinder, that was the hottest one for me, so I actually had to think long and hard. I didn't want to swipe right to any characters at all from either medium, but I narrowed it down and I think I have them. So the question from Tinder is, what are the horror characters you're most likely to swipe right or left? 4. So left, I would definitely Professor Ernest von Klein from 5 Deaths for 7 Songbirds. No, that man is disgusting. I would definitely swipe left for him as I would Pinhead. I just don't like all that, body modification kind of thing, and he is quite extreme. I don't judge a book by its cover, but on looks alone, I would definitely, not even. For swipe right, this is kind of a cheat because he's not quite the villain, but from the movies, I really couldn't pick any, I couldn't think of anything, so I ended up deciding that I would swipe right for Evan from Knock Knock. It's Keanu Reeves. And from books, the only character I can think of I would swipe right for is Julianne from the Mayfair Witches saga, because he's extremely sexy and he has this air about him that is just magnetic. that looks hard. And last, we have an optional one. The optional is TikTok. And which horror character would you have the most annoying TikToks? Hands down, Ghostface. For this one, because it's optional, I went with 2 movie ones. Ghostface, no. I would block Ghostface so I don't have to see his annoying TikToks. I added another part to this one, which is which horror character do you think would have the best TikToks? Freddy Krueger. He's my man. I think he would have the best of everything. I actually would follow him on everything except Tinder. But I think I was going back and forth between having him on Twitter because his one-liners are... But I think he would excel at TikToks because you can do one-liners, but he's just so animated. He brings things to life. I think definitely he would make the best TikToks. I'm actually low-key mad that they're not reviving the series because now I want the character to actually have a full TikTok because that would be divine. Think about marketing for that, eh? But anyway, that's what I had. We're supposed to be tagging people, but I don't know who would like to do this, only because not many of the horror tubers I follow, horror lovers, do tags. But if you watch this video and you really want to think who would you have on a social media, please feel yourself tagged and let me know if you post your video. You can even drop the link down in the comments because I cannot wait to see it. Have a wonderful, fantastic weekend. And until next time, be the hummingbird. Bye.